Today I'm going to make coq au vin, a classic recipe of French gastronomy. We have been living in France for more than a half year, and I think it's time to dare with one of the most elaborate recipes I ever prepared. For this recipe we will need 1 chicken, 1 bay leaf, 1 onion, dry red wine, bacon, mushrooms, flour, vegetable stock, olive oil, butter, salt and pepper. Since the recipe includes cutting up a whole chicken, we start by sharpening one of the biggest knives I have. We did it with a basic stone that I bought from Homeline at Carrefour, and after several passes we did a paper test and saw that the knife was not ready to cut a whole chicken. So we give it more passes, about 20 per side, and did the test again. This recipe starts 24 hours before, preparing an incredible marinade. For this we only need 1 whole chicken, 2 carrots, 1 large onion, 750 centiliters of red wine, 1 bay leaf and various spices that you like. I start by cutting up the chicken, and honestly this is the second or third time in my life that I do it, so please don't be too hard on me. Doing it's extremely simple, but you have to know where to make the cuts. Another failure in these cuts is not respecting the skin of the chicken in the cut of the piece. And as we will see later, you have to fry each part of the chicken with the skin side down, which is an important step in this recipe. We continue with the vegetables that will complement the marinade. In this step, you just need to make sure that the carrot and onion cuts are medium size. Next step is the wine. We prepare in a pot 750 centiliters, or what is the same, a whole bottle of wine. We put all the ingredients together and put the pot in the fridge overnight. Next day, we strain the ingredients to obtain only the wine, because the next step is to reduce it by half. I let the wine warm up and move on to another super important step in this recipe. Dry the chicken as much as possible. To do this, I've used a lot of paper towels. I repeat this process 3 times, because the drier it is, the better it will fry. We return to our wine that has already begun to boil, and we will see how some grains come to the surface and we have to remove them. We must do it during the whole process. Now that it's cleaner, I'm going to pass it to another burner because I need this one for frying. We start with the chicken, and as I mentioned before, we start with the skin side down. I leave each piece for 7 minutes per side. In total 14 minutes, but it will depend on the power of your stove. You will start to notice blackness on the bottom and on the chicken, but don't worry because it's only the result of the overnight adventure with the wine. While the chicken pieces are frying, I check the wine that has already reduced enough and I remove it from the heat. I clean the pot and add water to prepare the broth. I have to use a stock cube because I have not found prepared stock in French supermarkets. The chicken is ready and we continue with the rest of the ingredients, the bacon and the mushrooms, all in the same pot. We are going to absorb a little of the oil of the chicken so the bacon takes out its own oil, and we are going to cut the mushrooms to medium size. To fry the mushrooms, we are going to use a little butter and let them brown a little. And finally, we put the vegetables with the ones we marinate the chicken. We also let them brown a little and add the flour. Stir very well so all the vegetables get covered with the flour. We introduce the broth little by little while stirring until it's all integrated. The next step is to add the reduced wine and continue stirring. Then add the rest of the ingredients and let it boil for 1 or 2 hours. These are some of the mistakes that I've made. The cutting of the chicken has not been precise, especially regarding on the skin of the chicken. The pan I used for the whole process is too small. At some point in the frying of the bacon and mushrooms, the base has burnt a little. Make it with more time so you can rectify the boiling. At the beginning, I left it for an hour, but in the end, with 2 hours, it was perfect.